We're back now with our Mental Health Thursday segment where we dive deep into some timely topics and ways you at home can help navigate the mental challenges that come along with them, of course.
Right, a couple of topics in mind today have to do with education, but also sports. So joining us now is Rhonda Gibson Willis, a mental health expert and breakthrough coach. Thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you guys for having me.
It is so good to see you. We've got to talk about, you had a busy day, so we appreciate you really being here. Let's first talk about our top story, which is education. We're going to rehash the top stories here in a second for our viewers at home. But there's on the horizon, we don't know what's going to happen next at the federal level and what that means for us here in the States once the president signs that executive order to, in essence, dismantle the Department of Education. How do we navigate this new time? How do students, teachers, and parents navigate this?
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely a lot of uncertainty and a lot of fear around that. And so what I would say to that is really manage your consumption of information until the information is verified. There's a lot that's kind of hanging out there loose that's not been tightened up. And so I would say just be very intentional about how you allow information to trickle into your life and then disperse that. And so, you know, kind of catch and release some things, but at the same time, be on a need-to-know basis about things and get as prepared as possible.
I like how you said catch and release because you and I both, we are like information overload, fear of missing out. So you say just take your time and pace yourself with the information.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Because you don't have to tune into every breaking story. No offense, but every breaking story doesn't have to be at the tip. And so just really stepping back from some of that and allowing the information to settle a little bit in the dust, because it's a little dusty out there. It's a little dusty.
It's true.
I mean, we even have to go home and kind of turn off. We both have our different outlets to do it because it's a lot of information at once. Add in social media, right? TikTok, Instagram. There's so much information in your face.
Yeah, but let's talk about something else that's really important, timely right now, sports. March Madness, everybody at home.
I tell you what, I anchored the noon show. I walked in there, no TVs were set to the noon show. All these guys changed the station.
She expected us to watch our noon show. I said, we got stuff to watch and bet on. And I'll be honest with you, I was one of them. I was betting.
How do people do it? How do you not go down that rabbit hole?
Yeah, well, you know, the thing is to recognize that there is a rabbit hole. There's a slippery slope because we do get that burst of dopamine from, you know, the excitement of it all, and it's very easy to get caught up. And so you want to make sure that you're managing your participation in these things. And if it's starting to cause issues in your finances, in your relationships, then you know that it might be time to back up and take a look at that and maybe consult some outside help. But
what if someone notices it with maybe even a co-anchor or a partner at home? You know, what's the best way to approach it and say, hey, maybe we've got to take a step back. Maybe put the phone down.
It could be as simple as that, saying, hey, you know, I noticed how this has impacted you in this way, and lay out the objective things that you've seen. Not, I feel like you do it more, but you know, you've been borrowing $20 from me a lot more lately. I noticed the uptick of that, right? Some objective metrics, as opposed to saying, you know, it just appears that, and when you do this, because it may not be a problem for them, but if it's leaning into some other ways where you're noticing some differences in terms of behaviors, you know, when their team loses and they're losing money or things like that, then you want to make it.
Felt like you guys were talking to me there. I got to call that number. I want to talk about this. We talked about it last week, but I don't think we can overstate it, especially this time of year. It was just 70 degrees plus, nice outside, and now it's cold, it's rainy, it's cloudy.
I mean, even I walked into my closet today, I'm like, I'm going with the turtleneck black dress because you just, that's how you just kind of feel.
That seasonal depression is real. How do you navigate that right now?
It very much so is, and so we want to make sure that we are anticipating it, right? We are in Indiana. We know that this is what this looks like, and it can last for a long time, and so we have to be intentional about being proactive, about engaging in outside activities, going outside 15, 20 minutes a day, walking around, getting some of that natural vitamin D, and being intentional about being in community with other people, doing things that uplift you, that allow you to get those happy hormones going, right? And just being really intentional about that. And sometimes you literally have to create the sunshine inside.
I like that.
So that might look like light therapy.
Seriously, it's true.
I heard that actually helps big time too. By the way.
You are great at what you do. We appreciate you for taking the time to talk to us and inform our viewers.
It was my pleasure.
Thank you. If you missed it or you just tuned in, WNU.com, we'll have the entire interview there.